Do you remember your impression of Clint in that game?
Well, I remember pretty well, not that game, but what he did after that. I mean...
I think 2 times our pass crossed. That and then the Fulham game.
Yeah.
I got lucky. I had a little chip.
I don't remember the Fulham game. I don't know what you're talking about.
You went to Craven Cottage, there was a chip.
Wait, this is what game? Fulham playing who?
Playing Juve.
Playing Juve.
Yeah,
No.
second leg.
In what? Is this Europa?
Yep.
Okay.
Wasn't us, Kate.
We had the best seat in the house, front row. It was...
Violation. Oh, you thought I was done? Oh my God. No. Oh my God. Gotta face it, I'm the one. Oh my God. I want the check, want the check, want the check. Give me my respect, my respect, my respect. Medals on my neck, on my neck, on my neck. Tell them I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. What they talking about?
Kickin' It Season 2, and today we get to kick it with a great of the game, Italian national team legend, Juventus legend, Alessandro Del Piero. So good to have you with us. CBS Sports analyst, I should say that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Kate.
Have CBS spoken to you about the budget cuts? Are you willing to cut them a little bit back?
No, I signed before the budget cut. So I don't know what you're talking about.
We were looking at your accolades, obviously, with you coming in, and your list is just incredible, to give you some props. You've played 4 Euros, runners-up at the Euros, 3 World Cup winner, Champions League winner, Serie A winner 6 times around. Is there any experience the game didn't give you that you wish it had given you?
Well, I won everything except Euros when we finished second. So that's probably the only regret with the national team. And with Juve, we actually won everything.
The thing that comes across when I met you the first time is how humble you are. But when you reach the levels that you've reached, at what point do you say, you know what, I want to win Ballon d'Or, I want to win all the best player awards, versus, I know you're a team guy, and how do you find that balance?
My mentality was win titles. So for me, the focus is that one. And I'm not gonna lie, of course, that if eventually some kind of personal achievement, you reach personal achievement, you're gonna be, you know, super satisfied. But if you ask me, are you happy if you score 3 goals and you drew 3-3? No, I'm not happy. I'm happy if I score, if I win. That's the best, the best scenario. So it's a mix of things. But I always have in mind, and I end up my career and I reflect a little bit about that, you know, Ballon d'Or or other kind of achievement, and I say, well, my inspiration was always win.
I consider you super competitive, and I've seen what you're like when you lose something. Well, how do you get?
I always think that in front of the camera, you need to show, not because you're not real, but you need, everybody's looking at you, and especially the kids. And I always, when I was a kid, I was starving. Now we have many social media, many ways that you see any games, any action, any reaction of the players, you know. Before, on my time, it wasn't like this. You have really few things. So I was paying really good attention to what's happening, you know. A small interview from Platini. So let me see what he said. Let me see if he smiled after the win or after the lose, what he's doing. So, and I try to do the same. You know, when I'm talking to the cameras, I'm thinking about the kids, first of all, because I believe you are truly an inspiration for them. And your reaction in front of the camera needs to be something responsible. And then is your reaction outside.
Privately.
Privately, that's, you know, become very annoying. And I want to stay by myself. I don't want to share time with people. And I think and think and rethink.
Emotions run high in the game, though. Have you ever felt like you let that slip? Like a moment got away from you?
No, not always. Sometimes everything stay on the pitch. Sometimes come back at home with you, definitely. It's It's a lot of things that happen inside the pitch.
Have you ever felt like a moment got away from you?
Oh, yeah, there's plenty of moments got away from me.
I can't think of any.
My worst moment was probably U.S. Open Cup game when I ripped up the ref's notebook. Got in trouble for that. That
You know when the ref pulls out to get the card, he pulled that thing and ripped it up.
that was not a good role model for the kids. I apologize. So.
Did you have that mindset, though? Was that even a thought for you of, like, who's watching me? And what does that mean
I
to
wish
them?
I was more like that. I wish I could control my emotions better than I did sometimes. I wore them on my sleeve, and sometimes they kind of got the best of me. But, yeah, I wish I was more aware of that. I think that's a good mentality to have.
But that's what made you the player you were, too, at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's the good and the bad, right? That kind of makes you. But what I was curious about is you talk about mentality. Did you have that type of mentality, that winning mentality from a young age, or was that something that was, like, created in Juve?
Always that mentality.
Yeah.
When I was a kid. And I grew up with, two best friends. One, when I was a little kid. One was the cutest one. So he got the attention from the girls. The other one was the funniest one. So he got the, and I wasn't
the attention
between them
from the
and
girls.
say, what should I do? How can you express myself in the best way? And I end up, I'm probably the best of them on the pitch.
Yeah.
So let's keep going on that, So that was my stuff. And I need to set rules. I need to be the best there.
I want to know when you knew you were the guy. Because you got the nickname, which I think is cool. It kind of sounds like Pinocchio, Il Pinturicchio.
Pinturicchio, our former owner, is a really incredible person that gives nicknames to a lot of people, so including Baggio. Baggio was Raffaello, the biggest painter. So when I came on the stage and we won the league and the Champions League, I was still young. I was 19 years old, 20. So he brought another painter that is Pinturicchio. That is still a great painter. In some way, maybe better than the other one, but less known than the other ones. So at that time, nobody knows about Pinturicchio in Italy, to be honest. Who was that painter? But it was great, and it was one of the nicknames that happened to have. And there is some shift moment. There is a moment that, you think, oh, well, there's maybe something's going on here. And then when I moved to Juve at 18, I started training straight with the first team. Baggio, Vialli, Köhler, Müller, and Peruzzi, all these guys, and say icons that I was watching on TV till a week before. And the first week was so-and-so, then the second week was a couple of moves inside the field and say, well, maybe I can do something here. I still need to learn a lot, but let's see.
That first week, did you have doubts whether you could make it in that environment?
No doubts. I never had doubts. But I also know that the step between youth and the first team is huge in Italy. Because we don't have, for example, the second team. We have a huge gap. That is one of the issues that we have now in Italian football. How young players, 18, 19, can go to the first team. That's, I don't know,
Like a
in
reserve
England,
team.
in Spain, they did it. We are not able to do it like other countries, so that is a big issue. There's a time for everything and for everyone, in my opinion. Sometimes football doesn't give you the time that you need.
So when you went to Juve and you're that young kid, you're training with Baggio, you're training with Zidane, who'd you learn the most from? Who pushed you?
Big brother, mentor.
Who'd you felt like maybe like, hey, you're not taking my spot? I mean, basically Baggio gave you the number 10, right?
Well, with Baggio was a particular situation because we played 2 years together, and the second year was a little bit of friction with the club, and then he left the club. I learned from him, I learned from each of them because I was listening. I was open to listening. For me, I was in a situation where it's the best place to be. And I don't want to say that everything that my teammates were doing right, but I was curious, I was asking, I was seeing what they're doing, I was seeing how they act, how they interact each other, how they play on Sunday after that week. So I kind of analyze things in your mind. And then you start picking stuff. Okay, probably that way, that guy did in the right way in that situation. And then I was mixing with my mentality and see what I feel right to do. I was part of the group. They never got angry if I make mistakes, because probably also they see how much effort I put on it. It's a combination of things.
If you look back, was there one tough moment, though?
The first year was really tough for us, because was the last year of Trapattoni, a huge manager in Italy, and especially in Juve. With Juve, he wants everything in the past. It was a very tough year. We finished low in the table. Usually Juve run for the titles, till the last day, but we were out of that run a lot. We played in the UEFA Cup, and we lost against Cagliari. It was a derby in the UEFA Cup. It was a derby. We lost at home 3-2. Losing against Cagliari, it was kind of nice. Fans criticized us, fighting. But then at the end of that year, a lot of things changed. New coach, new club, GM, sport director, everything was new. And we reset and we start from zero.
How important is that as a footballer to be able to deal with change? Is that like a constant?
Yeah, I think it's one of the most important things to always adapt. And I think it's really smart how he was as a young kid, being so observant, watching and learning, because you can't come in there and just get respect. You have to earn it through your play and get everybody's respect as a teammate. But you always have to adapt your game to different coaches, to different teams.
Did you ever struggle with that change?
Yeah. I mean, there's like, I remember going to Fulham and being an all-star in MLS to being nobody over there and trying to figure out a way to get on the pitch more, to get into games and how to make an impact. So it's being able to like always stay true to yourself and how you play and how you love the game, but you have to maybe play more defense, or you maybe have to play more simple and do whatever it takes to kind of earn the right to take more risks.
For me, it was a little bit different than you, by the way, because I stayed with Juve 19 years. So at least I didn't change what was around me,
Do you look at that and kind of envy that situation of 19 years at one club, to be able to have that as your story in football, or do you enjoy the experience that you had moving around?
I think it's dope. I mean, to be able to be with a club that's one of the biggest clubs in the world for that long a period of time, and to be in your own country is cool, I mean, we didn't have that in America. There was no club that was that huge that you would have that experience, that mentality that he talks about of kind of winning everything, and if you didn't finish with the winning the league, then it was considered a failure. But at the same time, it was cool to go outside your comfort zone and to experience new cultures and see if you could make it in some of the top leagues in the world.
When you talked about Zidane having trouble initially to start and play, but then obviously he did extremely well, what was it like watching Thierry Henry? Did you see it, like I know you're injured, but when you're watching training, when you're watching the games?
I mean, yeah. He was really young, but you can see something different. I think in that particular moment, probably UK gave him more opportunity to show his potential, that, like a defense place and league like Italy, where as soon as you do something,
yeah.
they hold you. We have many secrets, and we're famous for that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the issues that we are facing now, because you can't play that defense now, the modern era. You have a yellow card after 5 minutes. You think about it, we have different problems in Italy, but one of that is because we lost our identity as how to know how to defend.
Is that as a country, or is that just as different clubs?
As a country. I mean.
Yeah.
Why would that go missing? Why would you lose that? If that's always
Because
been
you
your
can't
identity.
play like this. It's
I see what you're saying. Okay.
I mean, we're talking about Chiellini,
It's taken away
we're
from
talking
you.
about
The modern
Bonucci,
game.
Right.
you know, Cannavaro, Nesta.
Get punished.
There's a lot of dirty work behind what you see when the ball arrives. There's a lot. That's
No,
it didn't hide too much, Marco.
that's part of it, no?
Yeah, but that's part of the job. That, 10, 50 years ago, you can do some stuff that now is a red card, not even yellow card. It's a different regulation, different rules. And then I believe it's one of the reasons why Spain is doing so good, because they have already mentality to play the ball, and now they're winning every single tournament. Men's, women, under 19, blah, blah, blah. And for us, defense was life. Was, we have one of the best defenders in the history of football. If you took the 100 best, I believe 25 are Italians.
Was there ever a time during while you were playing for Juve that maybe you wanted to go to another league or had an opportunity to go to another league that, maybe would have been more exciting to get more goals because it was more difficult to play in Italy? Was there ever a chance that you almost left Juve?
Well, there was there's a chance that happened at some point in 2006 because
After you won the World Cup?
before the World Cup, because we were was kind of a situation really not easy. And
What was that, the betting scandal situation?
yeah, Juve got relegated. I was the captain at that time.
That's even more reason to leave, isn't it?
Did your salary get chopped?
Yes. But no, I felt completely different. I felt to stay. I mean, when the owner called me and say, don't need to ask me, I'm gonna stay. I know what's going on. I know that we're gonna get relegated, maybe third division. At the beginning was third division, and I said, oh, I don't care. I mean, we won everything, and we're gonna come back to win everything again.
But you're captain now, right? This happens.
I was captain, yes.
A lot of players do leave, though.
Yeah.
How difficult was that for you?
I stay, Fon, Camoranesi, Trezeguet, Nedved. And Chiellini stay as well, but was very young, Chiellini.
Yeah.
Thuram left, right?
Yeah, a lot of players,
Yeah.
Thuram, Cannavaro. But I don't
You weren't
I
angry.
don't think they did the wrong choice. I mean, it's very difficult to make a decision in that kind of situation. It's a unique situation, never happened before. And some of them play with us 1-2 years. So it's not, a long relationship. There's different vibes.
Yeah.
And so I was happy to stay.
Yeah.
Were you happy to stay, or you felt like it was a duty to stay?
I say both. Definitely I stay as a duty because I don't want to leave the club in that
Worse than,
status.
you don't want to leave it worse than when you found it.
Yeah.
If you go to leave, you want it to be in better or back to where it was.
Of course, that time I was 32, won the World Cup. I think some teams gonna get me. But no, I think the duty, of course, and I feel also that I have to stay. I have to show something to myself, to my people, to my fans, to my club.
Why? Because you had no fault in that, so why do you have to prove something? Do you know what I mean?
Because it's something that you have inside.
You did it for the supporters. It's like part of you.
It's a feeling inside. I mean, it's like to be a fan of one team or the other ones.
Did they build you a statue yet?
What?
Did they build you a statue yet?
No. Juventus Stadium have different things, different images of players,
But no statue.
but no status.
They gotta build you a statue.
So, Serie B, talk us through that time, your first game, your first match. What was that experience?
Oh, it was out of control. I mean, because we've been to, the first game was in the coast of Italy where we used to have the best parties. Rimini, Riccione, all that coast is amazing for that, okay? So it was still summer, so 35 degrees, and it's hot. And we jump in the stadium against Rimini, Juventus, and we draw 1-1. And when I remember when I walk inside the field, I have these thoughts in my mind. So 1 month ago, I walk out from Berlin Stadium in Germany with the World Cup, and now I'm here because I made that decision, okay? And I take full responsibility, and I'm for real in second division. I started with -17. So we went to the full stadium, of course, because every game for us was like a, like a tour, you know. We never play, used to never play against these teams. Full stadium, everybody without shirt because of the heat, and then the smell of piadina. I don't know if you know what is piadina. Piadina is a typical from the area. It's amazing, so tasty. And it's a flat bread with the ham, and then you can put mozzarella or stracciatella.
Kind of like that hot dog that we made you eat earlier.
10 steps further and better, I'm sorry. So, and that smell is sticking our, when it was like a friendly game for, the feeling, with the band that were singing and what's going on? And then we drew 1-1, we almost lost. And I say, well, we are for real in second division. We are for real in second division.
Did that whole experience feel humbling?
The whole experience was unreal. It was because we're in a battle outside the field with what's going on. Our lawyers, try to, make understand that you cannot have a relegation and -17. It's a lot of points, so they try to make close the gap. And we started the field and we drew. So -17, you move the standing and the table.
-16.
-16.
Oh, that's crazy.
And the other team said 3, 1. So it was a long way to go. But at the end of the year was beautiful.
Did you feel like it affected the way you were seen personally or treated personally because you were so representative of the club, right? And there was so much anger towards the club for what had happened.
Yeah.
Did it affect the way people treated you?
Of course, because I was the captain, I was the person more representable, on the team in that time. Because I play longer than anybody else, of course, and yeah, that anger that was hate against the team was consolidated because of what happened. Oh yeah, we're so right. You make some mistakes, and now you go back is bad, good for you, bad for us. But then at some point, Swift, and of course increase the relationship between us and me with our fans. And in that season, we have more membership than the season before. And it's crazy. And so it's a different journey, and nobody can expect something like this. Everything was super new, and a new club because we changed everybody in the club. And new coach, almost more than half of the team new. Actually, Juve was represented by a lot of players in that World Cup final.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that World Cup final.
Let's talk about that.
So
finally.
So Zidane, right? Do you have a really good relationship with him while he was at Juve?
Yeah.
That happens. What was your reaction?
We're talking about the headbutt.
The headbutt, Materazzi headbutt.
What was my reaction?
Yeah. Were you like, because I know in a game, as a striker, and the opposition, one of their best players gets a red card, you're like, well done.
No, I mean, we had the thing is the ball was over on the other place, and I was running through that. And then the whistle, and then you see what's going on. Buffon starts screaming and move hands, because the only player that saw something was Buffon. The other one was looking into the ball. And Zidane and Materazzi was behind us. So I saw Materazzi on the floor. I say, what's going on? He's touching his chest. And so, it's Materazzi.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the opposite in my mind, you know?
Yeah.
And then a lot of discussion for 2-3 minutes, I guess, because I don't know what referees and the linesmen say so or something. And the red card, I say, excuse me? Red card to Zidane on the last minute of the game? What happened? Well, and then we talk a little bit. I mean, apparently he hit with the head. And on the field, you don't go through that much. You have the penalty to shoot in 3 minutes for the World Cup final. I mean, you don't want to talk or think about what happened before. It was out, it was out. Better for us. I mean, he's a great penalty shooter. He scored us a penalty during the game.
Chipped it, hit just past the line.
You know, cross the bar, and that's so. Maybe it's another sign that it's our time. So, and after everything, what I saw, I say, Zizou is an amazing person. He's a great guy. It's humble and beautiful person. Sometimes it happened also before. At Juve, he got kicked many times, and sometimes it got these reactions. That occasion wasn't a kick, was talking, dirty talks, and end up like this. I feel sorry for him, of course, but on the other hand, I mean, I say, but you won the World Cup already, so let's share this beautiful moment in this way. And we end up winning the World Cup. That definitely the most exciting thing that can happen as a football player. It's another level.
It's a dream, right? Is that what you dreamed about as a kid, more than the club level?
Sometimes you don't even dream about winning the World Cup as a kid, because it's too much.
It's just to play with your national team.
Yeah, if you make a debut on my national team, is already huge. To winning the World Cup, I mean, we had a great national team in that era, even before. I think 2002, we have an incredible World Cup team as well in Japan and Korea. Even 98, when we lost on the penalties against France. You know, that's kind of things that go around.
And then 94 penalties against Brazil.
Yeah. And then, again, 90s, penalties against Argentina at home.
So were you nervous going into the penalties?
We always lost the penalty.
Yeah.
For us was, we were running through a curse, something, you know. But I think at some moment of your life, if you follow the right things, the right feeling, if you play as a team, if you put on top always the team between personal goals, if you create an environment that is it's a complete environment, not only players. We're talking about chef, talking the guy that's taking care of the shoes, that, you know, everybody. In that moment, we were a big unit. And then when you throw a punch with that big unit, it's tougher and heavier than something else. And that moment, I believe, also, you know, universe, God, talk whatever you want to talk. It's your turn. When we lost against France, the Euros in 2000, we were winning in 95 minutes, and they draw in the last second of the game, and then they win. So sometimes it happened to you, good and bad things. And that time was our time. Incredible team in many ways. And the only game that we didn't win,
USA. That was a crazy game.
Yeah.
There was like 3 red cards in that game. That was the first game I ever started in a World Cup. And we scored a goal that was called back. Beasley scored, McBride was in an offside position.
Exactly.
I guess limiting the goalie view. And yeah, that was the only good result we had.
De Rossi sent off straight away for the elbow.
Yep.
What'd you think of the Americans at that point? Going into that game, did you think
Easy
it
game.
was going to be an easy game?
No, you don't think about easy game. You think that you're gonna win because you feel stronger than the other team, of course, and because you are in the World Cup and you have to win. But then it happened what happened. I mean, it was 10 men down, 1 man down after 20 minutes, I guess,
Yeah.
something like this. That's changed all the dynamics. And it's...
Then we went 2 red cards.
Yeah.
And then we were a man down. So I think.
Do you remember your impression of Clint in that game?
I remember pretty well, not that game, but what he did after that. I mean,
I think 2 times our pass cross. That and then the Fulham game.
yeah.
I got lucky. I had a little chip.
I don't remember the Fulham game. I don't know what you're talking about.
You went to Craven Cottage, there was a chip.
Wait, this is what game? Fulham playing who?
Playing Juve.
Playing Juve.
Yeah,
No.
second leg.
In
wasn't
what?
us.
Is this Europa?
Yep.
Okay.
Wasn't us, Kate.
We had the best seat in the house, front row. It was.
They beat us
We got
badly.
lucky. But they scored first.
Yeah.
So they beat us in Turin. It was like 3-1.
Yeah.
They come to our
Oh, this
place.
is the second leg.
Second leg, they score first. You think, oh, hell, this is over with. But we started scoring, and we kept scoring. And then I came off the bench and got a lucky goal, and they
A
subbed
lucky
him
goal.
on to try to save the day. And it's the only
Game
time
over.
I've ever beat Del Piero.
Have you enjoyed retirement?
In which way?
Anyway.
I
Why are
miss
there ways
foot-
that you haven't enjoyed
I
it?
miss football every day, Kate.
You do?
Yes. I wish I go back in time.
That's
But
why-
of course
that's
I'm
why this job's
enjoying
the
it. I mean,
best.
there's a lot of things to do, including this beautiful conversation with you guys. But my nature, and I think also your nature, when you have that kind of passion, you want to be on the pitch, but you need to deal with the consequences. I mean, we used to say, you know, that you die twice when you do sports. You die when you die, and you die the time when you are not able to do what you were doing before. Play football, especially, I mean, my experience is in Europe, of course, in Italy, but it's totally involving your life. There's no moment that you can hang around by yourself. People recognize you, ask you photos, everything. You are a celebrity. And you take everything from that, the good part and the part that you don't have that much privacy. But it's involved you really in every way. Involve your families, your wife, kids, everything. You're on that path. And
I've died a few times. But now that you've been removed from the game for a while now, where do you think you'd find the most happiness? What's the dream job for you?
But I'm actually happy with what I'm doing. I have no regret. I mean, I just finished the license coach, so I'm fully pro license coach, for example, because you never know.
Okay. Is coaching
Yes,
a role?
do they speak
Very
good
good. You
English?
speak better
You
than
speak
me.
great.
Shit.
You speak.
I'm impressed.
You speak really well.
Very
Thank
well.
you.
Is coaching, is that a role that you want to pursue?
No, now. No, this year for sure. But it's really interesting, and I'm looking now in a different ways. I mean, when I say that, it seems, well, what happened in 1 or 2 years happened something that's, you know, so you're looking for your conditional coach, your second, your assistant, your this and that. And then you start creating in my mind what could be the stuff. And it's funny. It's interesting and funny. But you change your life, basically, because become a coach, you spend 24 hours.
You know, we've talked about the way you served the club, 19 years, right? The way you stuck with the club, going down to Serie B, staying and fighting and bringing them back up. There's such a romance between you, the fans, the clubs. It's like this great love story, right? Would the ideal end to that love story for you be be having some kind of a role at Juventus, whether it's on the sidelines as a coach, whether it's in the back office? Is that something that you want?
Well, it would be a good story to show and to tell, definitely, yeah. It's what happened between Juventus and I mean, what happened in our period of time, it definitely didn't happen before to any players. I mean, there's players that become legend in Juve, but nobody went to relegation and come back and win again. So it's 19 years is a long time. Do I see myself in the club in the future? Yeah, I would love to, of course. It's my club.
Is it something you have tried to pursue, though? Have you pushed for opportunity and looked?
No, I think it has to be something natural, and they have to become from Juve. They need to want you.
Yeah.
And then you deal with people, remember. Because when you think about Juve, you think about the club. But my relation with the people that are doing the job now and everything is really good, even before. With the fan, it's amazing. So sometimes we do some work together. So it's lovely things. Maybe in the future happen something.
No.
Probably. But
You
That's
are
crazy.
the club. No matter who owns the club, no matter who's the sporting director, they have to do something to get you involved.
I believe, and I said it before, of course, that people like in my position, like could be Totti for Roma, like Maldini for Milan, that he did 2 years actually, and then not anymore, or like Zanetti, what he's doing now with Inter, they play for a long time for the same club, because they know the club, because they know what's going on, because they know the fans, the mentality and everything. Having someone inside the club is good, in my opinion. But I'm not the guy that decides.
El Presidente Del Piero.
They have their own president now, but let's see what happens.
It's got a nice ring.
But you said it would be a nice story. It's kind of passive as an answer. Is it something that you want?
Working for Juve, definitely yes. It's part of my life. I spend more time there than my hometown. For example, more time in Torino than my hometown. It's crazy.
That is crazy.
So and it would be nice, of course. But if it doesn't happen, it never changed what is the relationship between me and what happened with the fans. We wrote history together. It's a beautiful story, in my opinion. Amazing for some point of view, sad in some others. We go through. With this fan, we go through life for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's
Like a family.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt hurt that they haven't yet offered you a role? Has that ever felt personal?
No, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. No. It's things change. Sometimes it's not the right moment. That's why I'm super relaxed about that. I'm super focused on what I'm doing.
Is one of the reasons for getting your badge the motivation to potentially coach your son, who I know is at Empoli now and working his way up, and having that be a possibility down the line of maybe you on the sidelines at Juve, and there's the little Del Piero
That would be
Jr.
amazing. That would be amazing. That would be a great story. That would be a great story. I didn't start for that, but of course, a little, like time here, a little bit thought about that is my son or my other son or my daughter. My daughter plays football as well. She's strong. So.
When you lived in LA, did you coach them when they were playing teams, or did you allow them to be coached? I know you created the academy.
No, I'm always. We have academy. I have an academy in Los Angeles, but when we were there, I wasn't coaching them. I mean, even though I always say something, of course, I couldn't handle it. I promised myself, shut up, Ale, shut up. Don't say something. Let's deal with the coach. Because I believe that they need to build a relation with the coaches.
Right.
Because they're doing the job with them every day. I'm not there every day. And I'm a dad. I want to be your dad.
Did the parents realize who you were on the sidelines?
Of course, yeah.
All of them? Because I know there's some that are probably like...
No, yeah. But I'm pretty calm on the pitch, to be honest. I want to be calm. And I want that they deal with their coaches. Maybe have a conversation, of course, at home.
Was it hard for you at those games to sit near the parents, like, or did you have to go to like the corner flag and be by yourself?
Clint's saying that because clearly he
This
has
is
to
what
go
Clint
to the
does.
corner
I
flag
have
and
to
be by
sit so
himself.
far away from everybody,
Yeah.
and because you don't want to say anything that like upsets or offends people, but you're like talking to yourself, and you're just like, oh, what the hell? What are they doing? Blah 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 blah. Like,
What the coach is doing, bro? Say something.
what is my kid doing? Oh my goodness.
What if the
Why
parents
is
are
the kid not
yelling
pass
stuff,
the
though?
ball? What?
What if the parents are yelling stuff?
Oh,
Did
yeah.
that ever get under your
I
skin?
mean, it would take a lot for me to have to say something, but like, if someone's saying something about my kid, I have to. It'd be
Has
hard.
that happened?
No. I've been pretty good.
He doesn't know he's up at the corner
I try to
flag.
stay away. I try to get away from people so that I don't.
So you don't listen to them
so
as
I don't
well.
listen, right? So, but you know, I didn't win World Cups and Champions Leagues and all that, but I'm over there just like, what the fuck's going on? Like, get so upset.
I know the feeling. I'll do the same. I'll do the same.
Until that Juve position comes calling, you're a TV analyst, and you
Yes.
are Team CBS. Yes.
Let's go.
You said at the top of the show, you re-signed. You signed your deal before the budget cuts came through. You're good.
We shake our hand. And in
Oh.
Italy, where you shake your hand,
Word is bond.
yes, it's like done. That's
Okay.
why I say that.
So you're with us for the next season.
I will. Not every day.
Right.
I'm sorry for you guys. No, you're gonna see me. You're gonna see me for the next season. I'm super happy and excited.
Do you know, are you going to be on location? You're going to be at the desk? Where are you going to be?
Some and some.
Okay. Who's getting moved out for you to come in?
Micah, Jamie.
I don't know. It's not
It's
my.
not me. I know that. Okay, so let's think about a hypothetical situation, right? Thierry Henry, Olympic silver medalist, whoop, whoop, gets offered a job,
Amazing.
full-time role, right, in football coaching. So he leaves. Would you
No.
rather have, it's just a hypothetical, it's not what I'm wishing for. He leaves to go and coach, full-time position. Would you rather have that role in the studio, or would you rather be assistant coach with TT, somewhere, big club, big opportunity? Which we take in?
Oh, that's a bit fun question.
Good options.
Good option. I don't know. I don't have an answer now.
Depends
don't?
where it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think to be an assistant, it's
Burnley.
great. It's it's great for your experience. But then I want to coach.
You want to be the man.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel you.
I want to face TT on the pitch.
We're sending Clint sideline. We're sending him to, I think we're sending you to Milan, aren't we?
Oh, yeah?
We're sending you sideline
I'm
next
down.
season.
Italy's
He's set
always
a very
good.
high standard.
They got good food over there.
In terms of
so
looking
good
dapper on the
wine.
sideline,
I need to work on my fashion.
Alessandro set the bar right up there.
Yeah, I need to work on my fashion for sure.
Crocs are not welcome in Italy.
Okay.
Would you ever wear Crocs?
I need to get some shades.
Yeah, one summer, yes.
You wear
But not
Crocs?
that much. Some people in my family, yes.
Clint is very upset because Charlie got a deal with Crocs somehow. Clint always wears Crocs.
No.
They don't show
You didn't
me
get a
no-
deal? Wait, okay, you got free gear.
They sent me free Crocs.
Yeah.
And my family.
They show
And
me
look
any
at you
love.
out here wearing Crocs on TV all the time. I know
No
not
love.
today.
But hey, I'm gonna go pick up a new style. I'm gonna go to Milan, learn about
You have
Italian.
already Italian shoes.
There we go. See, I got a little
Some
culture.
loafers.
There we go.
Suede.
I'm gonna need some of the what's that stuff called? That place where you played the game.
Rimini?
That food.
Ah, piadina.
Some padini.
Piadina, no spiedini.
Piadina.
Piadina. Spiedini is another thing.
Okay. Is it good or bad?
It's good.
Yeah, I want both of them.
Listen, you don't have bad stuff anymore.
Yeah, you
for
gotta-
food. Trust me.
Who was the best teammate you ever had?
No. It depends what we're thinking or talking about.
Who'd you have the most fun with?
I spent more time with Livio because we came from Padua both, was much older than me, and then we joined Juve the same year. So we kind of, together like brothers. But then I play with the best goalkeeper, Peruzzi first and Buffon after, that Italy can have, in my opinion. Defenders, my God.
Who's the best teammate you ever had? You ask these questions. Who's your best friend, Stu Holden? Clint was upset about that at dinner last night.
I mean, you just rapid fire that one off quick.
I didn't rapid fire off anything.
Man.
Clint got mentioned like six, 7.
I think I was like 8.
You were
No,
top
you
10
weren't.
somewhere
I
in
was,
there.
I was
No,
on
you
the
weren't.
bottom of that list, but it's
I got
all
a lot
good.
of close friends.
It's all good.
Who's the best teammate you ever had?
Best teammate I ever had? Damn.
It's tough.
Good old Clint Dempsey.
Man, no, don't gas me up. Don't gas me up.
The realest. He was the realest teammate I ever had.
He's backtracking. He's trying to make stuff up, bro. This guy right here. This guy right here, man.
Who's the most talented teammate you play with?
Well, Zidane, of
Zidane.
course, yeah. As a talent, yeah. As skills and technical level,
He was a step above everyone.
it was special.
What teammate, if you
But
got
then
it?
Baggio as well was special, for example. It's in 2 different ways. And Baggio was unreal as well.
What about if you got into a bar fight? What teammate you taking?
Montero,
Nope.
yep.
Nope.
You said you want some sunglasses when you're over there.
Yeah,
Milan.
I'm gonna-
It's gonna be your Italian star.
I'm gonna give me
You know,
some.
you know who you're talking to?
the
That's his own
man.
sunglasses line.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
ADP 10? Is that the
Yeah.
brand? Yeah.
RDP.
RDP.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
You're gonna find your in Milan as soon as you're having the
You
hotel.
got them big enough for my eyeballs?
Yeah, don't
Okay,
worry.
there we go.
For every size.
Hey, I'm gonna buy some. I'm gonna wear them on the sideline.
If there was a club you could have
be-
played for, you could go back in time, which club would you have left Juve for?
Back in time, in my era,
Yeah.
you know, before.
In your prime, if you were to leave Juve, which
Well,
club
we
would you have
face,
left?
there's 2 clubs that we face in that moment more than other ones, for example. In Spain, we face much more Real Madrid than Barcelona. The dynamics, you know, things that happen like this. In England, United more than other clubs. At that time of United, you know, it was their team. So these 2 teams was the one that we fight the most. And yeah.
You'd go to Madrid.
What?
You'd go to Madrid if you had the chance.
He just said United. You heard him.
He said Madrid and United were the 2 he played
No,
the
but-
most.
Yeah, they play the most, and yeah, but I have no preference, Madrid or Barcelona or United versus Liverpool. I always find Juve the best place for me. So
Manchester comes in a very close second, I would think. You know?
That's your team. That's her team.
Alessandro, we appreciate you.
Yes,
Thank you so
thank you.
much. It was good to see you.
thank you,
We'll see you.
thank you. See you guys.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
That's been real.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this episode of Kickin' It, then don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to enjoy more raw and unfiltered content from me and the boys.